Good morning, everybody. The sun is shining. It's a Monday morning. I hope you're all doing well and had a great weekend. Today's video is going to be on panic disorder. Um, like my other video, I will tell you my experiences and then we'll go through some symptoms and side effects and facts and all that stuff. Um, I had my first panic attack on June 15th, 2006. They thought I was having a heart attack. I had all the classic symptoms: cold sweats, high anxiety, numbness in my arms. Felt like someone had a belt around my chest. My heart was racing. Come to find out, it was just a panic attack. Over the next few months, they ran a battery of tests, EKGs, ECGs, a lot of tests I don't even remember the name of. But they put me on different medications, trying to, stable things out. Nothing worked. They wanted me to quit drinking, and I did quit drinking that day. June 15th, 2006 was the last day I drank. They said caffeine would make it worse. I don't even drink coffee anymore. I cut out caffeine that day. They told me to quit smoking cigarettes. I laughed in their face. Unfortunately, 2 years ago, I did quit smoking cigarettes. But none of those things seemed to work. I went to abundance of counselors and psychologists and all that crap, and none of it seemed to work. Now they finally got my medication, for the most part, straightened out. I'm on 200 milligrams of Zoloft, which is the highest dose you can get for Zoloft. And I'm also on a half milligram of Klonopin twice a day. Some days I don't need to take that whole half milligram during the day. I can take a quarter and be fine. I did discuss that with my doctor first. So don't go and mess with your meds before you talk to your doctor. It's never a wise idea. But that seems to be working for me so far. We changed that 3 weeks ago, a month ago, somewhere in there. But I'm doing a lot better than I was. I still get panic attacks. They're not as often as they were before, but they're still just as bad. Violent shaking, where I'll have to have someone lay on my legs to stop them from moving. World spinning, feeling like I'm going to die, feeling like I'm having a heart attack. Blood pressure shoots through the roof. And none of these symptoms are dangerous to the human body. I mean, the symptoms are real, you're having them, but there's no consequences to having them. Let's go on to, some facts and all that stuff. Panic disorder normally onsets after the age of 20. Some children are diagnosed with it, but they don't call it panic disorder. They call it fearful thoughts. Fearful spells. What the difference is, I don't know. Maybe they think they'll outgrow it before it hits panic disorder. Roughly only 2 to 3% of Americans will be diagnosed with panic disorder. There's a difference between having a panic attack and having panic disorder. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Panic disorder will cause you to miss work, miss out on things in your life. For example, I haven't worked in 12 years. I've tried. I can't do it. You will miss your kids' sporting events. You'll have to, at graduation, sit in the back so you're closest to the door so you have an exit plan. I always have an exit plan no matter where I am. Nothing comes between me and a doorway, which is sad. My daughter cheered all through high school and middle school. I went to every competition. I think I missed one or two, but I always had to be by the door, sitting on the bottom of the bleachers closest to the door. Both my sons, played sports in high school. One of them still in high school, still plays. I have to sit on the bottom row of the bleachers, as close to the exit point as I can get. Where I really want to be is down on the sidelines, like any other father does. People that are diagnosed with panic disorder are often embarrassed by it. They pack it deep inside. They don't tell their friends, family, doctors. They isolate themselves. Don't do that. Get help. Get on the medication. Get into therapy. It will help. It's not going to take it away completely. You're still going to have them, but it will help, and then you can live a mostly normal life, and which is what we're all striving for, is to live for a normal life. Panic disorder often occurs with other mental illnesses. such as anxiety disorder, which I have, depression, irritable bowel syndrome, substance abuse. So as you can see, you know, panic disorder was right on my checklist. I just hadn't got to it yet. Let's go over some symptoms. Palpitating heart, pounding heart, accelerated heart rate, accelerated blood pressure, sweating, trembling or shaking, shortness of breath, feeling of choking or being smothered, chest pain or discomfort, nausea, stomach pain, feeling dizzy, lightheaded or faint, which is me quite a bit of the time, chills or hot flashes, numbness in the extremities, feeling detached from yourself, feeling like you're losing control or going crazy, fear of dying. Panic attacks normally peak within the first 10 minutes, and then it's a gradual back down to normal, or back down to baseline, let's say that, not normal. Some will peak within a couple minutes, some will peak after 20 or 30 minutes. Those are rare. I have had some that haven't peaked for 30, 35 minutes, and that is hell. But when it does peak, and you can start feeling it subsiding, you're on your way down, which is where you want to be. Panic attacks are often confused with heart attacks. They do have all the same symptoms. Let's get this out of the way right now. Panic attacks will not kill you. You're not going to die from it. It may feel like it. You may think it's going to, but you're not going to die from it. People that have panic attacks or panic disorder often take several trips to the emergency room thinking that they're having a heart attack or some other major catastrophe that's going to end their life. Whether it be, oh my God, I can't breathe, my heart's going to explode. That's normally very, very common. I believe I've said it once, I'll say it again. Panic attacks have no rhyme or reason. They just happen. They are extremely terrifying. No way around it. And not everyone that has a panic attack is going to develop panic disorder. There are criteria for panic disorder, and I will give you those next. The criteria for it is frequent or unexpected panic attacks. One panic attack has to have a lasting effect for more than a month, like where you're missing work, fear of dying constantly, fear of another panic attack, which is a big one for me, and changing your behavior, or constantly feel like you're going crazy. Panic attacks aren't caused by other mental illnesses, i.e., social phobia, OCD, things like that. It does not cause panic attacks. Will they go hand in hand? Yes, but they're not the cause. Again, there's no cure for panic attacks or panic disorder. There are several treatments. There's psychotherapy, also known as talk therapy. They'll teach you coping skills, how to deal with your panic disorder or panic attacks. They'll teach you ways to get through them, like grounding, which we'll talk about in a minute. Where was I? I'm sorry, I lost my spot. Psychotherapy can take months, if not years, to work. It's a great thing. I still do it after 12, 13 years. I go once a week. And after I get out of that, I do feel like a weight's been lifted off my chest. And at least for that day, I'm great. But then again, we take things one day at a time, like they say in AA, one day at a time. There's also medication to treat panic disorder. The medications can help reduce the symptoms. And most of the time when you have panic attacks or panic disorder, you also have major stress disorder. Or a depression disorder, excuse me. There are SSRIs. I'm not going to go into what they are and what they do. I'll just give you examples of them. Zoloft, Paxil, Prozac, those are SSRIs. There's SNRIs as well. An example of that is Effexor XR. I do believe I was on Effexor once. I don't think it worked well for me. It may take a combination of meds to get things right. Like I'm on Zoloft and Klonopin. That, for now, is working for me. But there's another medication that's used a lot. It's benzodiazepines. Now, trust me, you want to be very, very careful on this. If you have addictive personality like I do, history of substance abuse, you want to be very careful with these. These are very, very habit-forming. They're sedative, depending on the milligram. Examples of those are Ativan, Klonopin, Xanax. They're meant for short-term use, not long-term. The higher the milligram, the longer the use, the more you run a risk of getting addicted to them. And I hear getting off benzos is not easy at all. All right. You can also do lifestyle and home changes. Stick to your treatment plan. Please, if you have a treatment plan with your doctor, whether it's taking medication, exercise, seeing a counselor, whatever, do it. Stick to it. Join support groups. I'm a member of a couple on Facebook, and I'll give you the links to those in the description below. Avoid caffeine, alcohol, smoking, and recreational drugs. If you're on something like Klonopin, Ativan, or Xanax, you really don't want to drink with it. Never done it myself, but I hear it's not good. Practice stress management, yoga, meditation. I haven't tried yoga yet. I don't think I can bend in those positions, but I do meditate. Get physically active. Make sure you get enough sleep. Like I said, most of these facts came from the Mayo Clinic. Feel free to go onto their website. I believe it's just mayoclinic.com. I do have an email address for myself I'm going to put in the description, so if you just need to talk, drop me a line. We can chat back and forth. Need to, we can, swap phone numbers and text, whatever you need to do to talk. But you guys have a great day. Let somebody love you. Love somebody else. Take care of each other. See you later, y'all.